this video, I feel guided to share my experience of being alive, being a human, particularly being an Indigo child. I feel my energy mostly connects with the Lemurian frequency. Now, you may wonder, what is Lemuria? What is Atlantis? My intuition, my psychic self, has told me that before the Dark Age, before the very first pharaoh in Egypt, there was a continent that was in the Pacific and in the Atlantic Ocean. And these continents that were very connected shared a culture, a civilization, a way of life that was very, very evolved. And not involved in the sense of technology, but involved in the sense of creativity, innovative thinking, and self-expression. These continents, Mu, Pacific, Lemurian continent, and the continent of Atlantis in the Atlantic near the Bermuda Triangle, had this harmony with the planet, this presence with nature. They were deeply, had this ability of empathy and telepathic ability, not just with each other and with their bodies, with their actual organs and with their mind, their very cellular DNA, but with each other, with animals and with plants, and together through this higher evolved way of connecting, higher connection, they were able to have a state of ecosystem harmony and ecosystem joy and bliss. I feel that's simply what Lemuria was. Highly evolved humans, not highly evolved technology. I feel that technology was very much in the form of pyramids and in the form of energy. They were great energy conductors. They understood the properties of energy and how to use it for its greatest advantage. And I feel, being an Indigo child, I receive all the time these channelings of people, doing oracle readings for people. I tap into their life, and everything that I say, it's very on point. It's almost like I am remote viewing, like Edgar Cayce, and traveling to their home, going inside of their vessel and getting to firsthand experience their life through their eyes. Therefore, I know every aspect that they energetically are receptive in their own body to reviewing. I can connect with that. And it reminds me of Lemuria, because in Lemuria we were able to do that. Every person that we saw them as ourselves. So that energy makeup in that person, their very ancestral body that they are, we could connect, we could resolve, we could release. We helped each other. We helped each other to evolve. That's why we were such a highly evolved civilization, because we worked together. We weren't individually working on ourselves while everybody else is kind of behind. We were helping everyone. Like in elementary school, the teacher helps all the students to successfully pass the grades so they can move on. And right now, I feel the Lemurian biology was very different from the biology in my vessel here today. I do feel in me is this ancestral lineage of hormones and biochemistry makeup that I take on just by being in the vessel that isn't just me, but every individual that is in this tree, a family tree. So when I do Kundalini and when I connect, like really deeply connect with myself and open my body up, really open, I feel this tremendous release. I feel this tremendous healing energy. And in that healing energy, everything becomes clear to me about what we're doing around the planet right now, what we're working towards. And I feel it is a purification, if I could put it in one word. It is a purification. Because through this purification, we can be reborn. But it's hard when we have all of this ancestral stuff that we carry on us. We don't know how to deal with it. So we automatically turn to substances or sex or food, anything that can maybe numb that high feeling that we don't understand, that gives us anxiety. It's like we feel our heart pulsating and we don't know why. And it gives us this anxiety and this fear. And I feel a part of my human experience, particularly when I came out of Kundalini earlier, I was shown that I'm simply here to be like the Lemurian culture, which is to extend a hand out and to help other individuals, to help heal them. Because when I was in that meditation earlier, I visualized myself doing a Reiki session on all of my family, particularly my family that has a lot of heavy self-hatred that's showing up the form of low self-esteem, no real respect for themselves, for no compassion for other people, low self-esteem, and manifesting life lessons and life experiences that aren't really rewarding or fulfilling. I just imagine myself putting my hands on their heart or on their head and giving them a prayer, because I always pray for humanity. I always pray that everyone can have that experience of oneness, the experience of self-love. Because self-love is what's going to transform the planet. It starts with each individual deciding to take maybe an hour out of their day to just simply do Kundalini or yoga or breath work. The breath work is the most powerful tool to purifying, to healing yourself. And honesty comes after the prana breath. And everything that has been hidden in the mysterious darkness in our being is coming to the light. Everything we've accumulated, everything that we haven't let go of, everything we have unforgiveness for is coming to the light. So we can literally, through the prana breath, through the breath of fire, which is just a rapid inhale, exhale with your stomach kind of like pumping, we can burn and transmute that energy of self-doubt, of fear, of I can't, or I'm not good enough, of the disrespect for oneself showing up in relationships that aren't really fulfilling, life experiences that aren't fulfilling, a life that's rushed, a life that's just all too much, that's overwhelming and not really enjoyable. There's no peace, there's just loudness and drama. Through that, we can connect with who we truly are and why we, our higher mind, chose to come here to this planet. So I feel very much different. I feel very peculiar and abnormal. I feel very honest. And the messages I receive from, you could say, the galactic universe, and the ideas I have about creation that I cannot recall, even if I wanted to right now, recall a channeled message that was very profound and very out there, because I feel my biology isn't compatible to withhold information at that level, because my essence is very Lumerian, and the biology was very different. It was more evolved biology. The very brain and probably the volume within the skull was way more because of the evolvedness of that particular civilization. And I feel currently, right now, my biology is not able to withhold information, so it just channels through me, just this vessel just goes through me. So I share this with you guys, my experience of being an indigo child and being a human, and having all these ideas that I share and the stories that just seem very beyond me, is because I really feel that the world is going to transform in such a way where we can all get to experience the healing energy, experience the relief of not having to be this person, this ideal. We're all trying, or have been for very many years, trying to fit this ideal. I call it, we've all been chasing to be kings or pharaohs or queens. And we feel once we get that experience that is the optimal life experience for the human. And still to this day, we have people that are trying to race to be the top, like the king and the queen of this era. But I feel that is just a rabbit hole. It doesn't go anywhere. It just leads to a life of, what was that? I don't remember anything. What did I actually do? I don't remember anything about my life. It's just all a blur. And we can focus more so on what it is. What do I really would like to experience? Because that king, queen, everybody wants to be that. Everyone wants to be celebrity. I don't feel that is our truest soul experience. Because in the Lomerian age, the Atlantis age, there was no hierarchy system. It was a spectrum. It was a vertical line, not a horizontal line. Like the pyramid, the vertical line represented spectrums. And each spectrum was equal, but they were different. So the nobility spectrum wasn't at the top of the pyramid like a horizontal line. It was on a particular vertical spectrum that these individuals wanted to experience on a soul level, not trying to be the best human. Everyone was fulfilling the best human just by focusing on what it is that they feel on a soul level they're meant to, they want to grow wiser in, such as not everyone's going to be scientists, not everyone's going to be storytellers, not everybody's going to be nobility, those who are leaders. There's going to be some who are followers, students, and everybody respected each other's desired human lesson or experience. And I feel right now I connect with my soul, and I feel in this lifetime I'm meant to be like a storyteller. These channeling abilities I have, like Edgar Casey, I feel is for me. I'm not chasing this nobility, this top of the hierarchy horizontal line, because I know through my past life experience and connection to past life experience that doesn't, can't fulfill your soul unless your soul wants to experience nobility, leadership, because the hierarchy has always been about leadership, but now it's full of people that are just there because they want to be better. They think that's the human, that the highest human is the tippy point, but they're not leaders. In the Lemurian age, that spectrum was always about leadership, those who want to be leaders. In their soul, they want to experience leadership, and those other individuals in the whole community help them to be leaders. We all got to experience being a leader. We all got to experience being a student, being a teacher, being a scientist, being a writer, being a storyteller, being a farmer, being an architecture individual. But right now, it just seems like there's this rush to just fulfill the idea and move people out of the way so you can be that poster board person. But a lot of those individuals have no leadership lessons they want to work on in this lifetime, meaning they, on a soul level, they want to work on other areas. So I feel me courageously communicating my visions, my prayers, and what I feel about myself. I hope that it can inspire and encourage other individuals who may watch this, my own story, my own journey, my own revelations, to set out to discover why they are here. If they had a higher mind, which everyone does, what would that higher mind truly like to experience in this lifetime? Not just in this lifetime, maybe in this lifetime moving forward. Maybe being an astronaut or experiencing soulmate relationships, or being independent, or loving others, or working on loving the self. So I feel when we can encourage each other to go within, spend an hour a day just loving yourself, saying positive things to yourself, worthiness, we can have a society that's very focused on their offering. What do they have to offer? Because I was thinking about the ecosystem, and everything in the ecosystem offers something. They're all doing their function. And I feel as humans, our very biology, there's dysfunction going on. I mean, our biochemistry is not harmonious. It's not harmonious. It's almost like we got toxins and pollutions, and we know this because the food we consume, a lot of it is toxins. Even the pharma industry is a lot of toxins and pollutions. But when we can really do the self-work, we can find ourselves clear. And when we're clear, our experiences to the day-to-day feel more fulfilling, feel more ease, more like a relaxing, gentle day. We don't need so much to be okay with life, like a life partner or this income or this opportunity. We can begin to follow our heart and know that when we are doing the self-work, loving ourselves, taking an hour to just be in the worthiness energy, I am worthy, the high self-esteem, and figure out what we want to offer. It could just be really just kindness, connecting people. Kindness is all that our highest contribution. Anything, a project or an endeavor that involves kindness, is ultimately what is connected to our higher mind. Because our higher mind understands the oneness. When everything is working on their truest functionality. It could be art, it could be singing, it could be a teacher, it could be a Kundalini teacher, it could be a pianist, it could be a translator, a linguist, a scientist, an astronaut, somebody who works as a lawyer, an accountant. When we have people really feeling peaceful in it, feeling like this is their offering, and understand that their function is helping humanity rather than depleting humanity, rather than just a stress, just to do to survive. I feel we can have a massive turn in event where it becomes more of a collaboration. We follow our heart. We're not chasing the ideal. So when we feel attracted to something, drawn to something that we don't quite understand, we explore it instead of just block ourselves out from it or guard ourselves, which I feel a lot of people do. That's why the experiences, it doesn't feel rewarding. And that's why we're fear of getting old, because we have all these opportunities to follow our heart, to have an amazing experience, even if it's playing with children, or volunteering with horses, or doing gardening work, or going out and dancing in the full moon, or going skinny dipping in the ocean. we don't listen to our heart, and therefore we have this regret. But that regret is only there because we feel we're not worthy to be free or to express ourselves to the fullest because of the judgment. The judgment. And the judgment always is associated with the ideal. That's why everyone wants to be at the top, because when they feel they're at the top, there's no judgment. They're the best, so who's going to judge you? And that is why we are chasing that. And literally people are like elbowing people out of the way. But are any of them leaders? I can't really name any celebrity that is in that position that feels like a leader. Meaning there's filmmakers that are pioneers and leaders and innovators, but the majority is just there because they feel once they're there, they're the best, so no one's going to judge them. It gives them self-worth. It gives them a sense of success human. But when we can have everyone feeling like a success human, we're going to have this ease. We're going to have more play. We're going to have more following the heart, because they realize following my heart is me loving myself, is me fulfilling my unique soul experience. Because my unique soul experience is not going to be like that or that person or that. And it's going to be more fulfilling, rewarding. We're going to experience going out in our days and seeing people elevated, people energetic, because they know what they're doing is a part of their human experience they want to have, their lesson, their growth. So I look at myself and I feel like I'm ahead of the trend, and I know a lot of people think that too about me, a pioneer, a mover and shaker. I've been called that, and recall many past lives of being a mover and shaker, being an individual who is always the first to set out a new idea that maybe was very non-conventional to the very dogmatic culture. But that's just me, my leadership soul mastery in my experiences, past lives on earth. But that not going to be every single soul. Every soul are going to have a very mastery of relationships, or a mastery of the service, or mastery of overcoming the darkness. But I feel when we connect with each other, when we are oneness with each other, we are able to literally have expedited growth in all areas, in our totality, like the zodiac sign. I feel our higher mind has mastery in every sign in the zodiac wheel. And we experience that mastery not through us in a lifetime going through every single sign in the zodiac wheel, but through us connecting, sharing, collaborating with other people. We learn from those individuals who have a mastery in relationship. We have a mastery in leadership, and we exchange. We exchange our teachings, our experiences, our lessons to help that person be more well-rounded, and help maybe me be more rounded in the aspect of relationships, for example. Or how to be more compassionate, how to be more courageous, how to be more assertive, how to be more still and graceful and reflective, how to create a business, how to honor oneself. All of these human experiences, human ideas we're working on, we can truly be more well-rounded through sharing with each other, through following our heart. So if there's something energetically inside of you, you feel you need to take a chance on, you need to explore, go for it. Because at the end of this lifetime, you're going to connect with your higher mind. And in that higher mind, where there's no fear, there's no anxiety of fear of being different or follow the herd addiction, or this imbalance in the hormones or biochemistry that's just all over the place, you just complete bliss. And in that bliss, you'll kind of look on your life It'll feel like just bloop, bloop, bloop. And you realize, how have I changed? How is my soul different? How is my soul different? Now that I'm out of this lifetime, do I feel changed? Do I feel wiser? Did I learn something? And that is when you're going to realize in this life, in the physical, you have to pursue it with everything you've got. You have to work on yourself. Work on yourself. Work on your body and your mind, getting the biochemistry really clear. Clear the ancestral stuff so you can have a clear, untainted, unfoggy vision of that you before the physical that had this grand idea of I would like to experience this life, this vision, this dream, this fulfillment. And I feel me clearing myself, I'm clearing the whole planet, helping the whole planet to be more honest with themselves. Because honesty of what you want and what you feel, instead of denying it, oh, that's not, that's weird, or that's not going to happen, or yeah, right, like that person's a liar, that person's, that's not, that's not for me, I can't do that, what? When you can clear yourself of that, through your daily practice of self-love, daily practice of stillness and reflection, you will find that everything you do is an act of expressing love, an act of expressing your heart, an act of joy, an act of you excited to be human. Because there's a lot of people that aren't excited to be human. It's because they are not following their heart. Follow your heart. If there's anything, it's just to follow what you feel guided to do. And it's going to be different for all of us because we're all vastly in different areas of the universe when it comes to our uniqueness and our lessons and our growth and our visions. Not going to be all the same. It looks all the same in this American dream, like we all want the same thing, but in reality we don't. We don't want to have the same experience. We don't want to all be celebrities. Because on a soul level, it'd be boring to quite just do what somebody else is doing just because it looks good. You'll feel so much more rewarding when you're doing something because you feel that is bliss for you. Not just deceiving bliss, you're lying and saying that this is bliss, but it's a distraction. You know when you are in bliss when it feels timeless. Like channeling. I'm channeling, I have no idea. It could be an hour, it could be 5 minutes, I have no clue. Or when I'm writing a song, or when I'm writing a story, or making a video such as now, it just feels timeless. Because in reality, we are infinite. And when we connect with that infinite through our timelessness, that is how we know we are experiencing that moment. That could feel like a single 2 minutes, but it feels like 2 hours or 2 days. And it just feels like life day to day is smoothly going into each other. It may at times feel challenging because you have these things come up, these fears come up, but you use your self-care to move through it, be wiser from it, learn from it, and move on. So it becomes like a cycle. The things come up, you look at it, you decide, okay, thank you, I've learned the lesson, and you move on. And then maybe something else comes up later on. But you understand that that's okay. That's okay because that is part of the timelessness, that is a part of the infinity of existence. Things comes up that are limitations. We look at them, we thank them, we move on. Lessons. It's difficult. It's challenging. School was very difficult for me. And a lot of times I just wanted to give up. But I continued in that cycle. I continued in that cycle because I understood that this is the way of being a human. You come across obstacles, algebra, oh my god, I have no clue what I'm doing. I want to give up. I want to drop out. But no, I'm going to push through it because this is the human experience. This is going to show up again in another, maybe when I'm older, where there's going to be something really challenging and I don't feel like I can do it. But I have to. I have to look at it. I have to challenge myself. I have to be patient. I have to work at it. Because when I complete that lesson, it's going to be so rewarding. I'll feel so motivated, so inspired, and that inspiration will help others. We don't need quitters. We need people who not just, get through the day and distract themselves by getting drunk, getting high, having sex, but individuals who these challenges are here. They're looking at them for what they are, like algebra. You're being challenged in your mind, and you're like, okay, how can I maybe pursue this equation better? How can I figure out how I can learn this so I can move on? And when you put your energy into the stillness, it's really the stillness is what helped me with school, especially math. The stillness. You give yourself the patience. You go over it again, not just again and again and again, but you look at it like, okay, I didn't get it this time. I don't really understand what's going on, but I'm willing to move forward. That's all you have to say is I'm willing to move forward with this algebra. Even if you don't get that particular test and you get like flunk it, which I have many times, you're saying I'm willing to move forward, meaning I flunked that, it's okay. It's okay because I'm still going to move forward with algebra. There's still going to be areas in algebra that I'm going to understand, and then it's going to click in my head. Maybe that area didn't, but there's going to be something. And I'm open to continue moving forward with this. And that does the difference. And that's with your life. That is with your life. That is with your visions. So it feels more of a cycle rather than a bump, a bump, a bump, a bump in the road. It's like, okay, here we are. We're in the cycle of challenge. Just like the moon cycle, we're in the cycle of challenge. Now we're in the portion of overcoming it, learning from it, moving forward from it, insight from it, and then the cycle begins again. It feels so much more rewarding than, oh, this is challenging, oh, you're just not going to learn anything from it. I'm just going to sit here and wait until it comes to me. Has to be effort, self-care, an hour of self-care, meaning no stuff that's in your life that is distracting you. It could be you, it could be your biochemistry, it could be this idea you have ADHD or ADD that I was kind of diagnosed with too, dyslexia, ADHD when I was very young. But all of that is just a distraction. You have an ability to focus. You have an ability to cut away all of that imbalanced biochemistry simply by telling that voice, that repetitiveness, I can't focus, I can't sleep, by saying, no, I'm going to change it around right now. I'm going to do something that I haven't done before that is going to rewire my very brain stem that is connected to this stem over here that is about the pattern of insomnia or ADHD that's connected to that. And every time I get hormone stress, the biochemistry, it constantly validates that connection with those two stems. The stems that are really active in insomnia or ADHD. You doing something different. It could be Kundalini, an hour of just stillness, an hour of just swimming at the pool by yourself. Let's say you're around a lot of people. You're constantly confused and fogged. Doing something that in nature that you wouldn't normally do is going to trigger the biochemistry. You're going to have a different response, a different chemical hormone release that over time, through you continuing to step into that abnormalcy, you're going to find that the stem, it will literally like move over to, let's say, the stem with the release of the hormone of sleep or of focus. And then you keep validating that again with the release of the peace hormone in the brain. It's going to continue to validate that area, that connection with those stems. And it'll grow. That's why Kundalini in yoga is all about the spontaneity, the peculiarity, because spontaneity is what brings the balance to your whole biochemistry. Not doing the same thing again and again and again. It emphasizes this movement, this connection. The brain stems connect in this area of the brain, but it doesn't necessarily bring the well-roundedness, and we're working on the well-roundedness of the brain. So you can overcome anything. That's why they say the power of the mind. You can do anything you really want, like in the Matrix movie. And it's true, but it's not something that's going to be easy. It's something you're going to have to make the decision. At some point in your life, either you want to overcome addiction of alcohol, an addiction of sex, an addiction of needing to go out all the time. They're just rush, 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 rush. Life is a rush. You're going to have to put yourself in a situation that is completely different from what you've been doing. You're going to have to look at yourself. Ask yourself, are you happy? Are you joyous? Is this fulfilling you? Do you feel peace? Do you feel, what is your body saying? If your body is a mess, if your body, you go to the doctor and it's a mess, all these weird stuff is going on, it means you have to respond to your body, listen to your body. And the greatest thing to listen to your body is always the stillness. Always is. The honesty about what you've done. Was it really what you wanted? Is it even a part of your vision? Or are you just doing it because you want to be popular or have friends or sexual partner? When you ask the honesty and say, yeah, I did that for that. I did that for that. You're going to find yourself opening up your body to receive the healing energy, to receive the harmony, to receive the cleanse of resistance, of the low self-esteem, of the rush, of the imbalance that we've done to our bodies, but not listening to our bodies. And then we start looking old and we don't know why we're looking old. It's because you're not listening to your body. You can be vibrant at 60. We don't need to be in canes or wheelchairs. That's that idea of us 80 looking like we're like a corpse. I don't remember that in Lemurian Atlantis. I don't remember us 80 and looking really, really dead. It's because we're not listening to our body. We've gotten out of touch with our bodies. We have no idea what our bodies are communicating with us. So we're just drained and drained and drained and drained and drained for 40 years. And what's going to happen, we're going to look like a dried up corpse because we are not giving gratitude. We're not healing our body. We're not loving our body. We're not giving our body the vibrancy that only our brain, our imagination, our soul, through our brain can give to us. Because we're so focused on fulfilling the ideal life. That seems to be all billion of us are trying to get that, particularly in American culture. So, I feel this message in me is more so for the children of the children, because the tools to helping us balance our biochemistry, the Kundalini, through yoga, through prana, through song and dance, even Native American liberation and singing, all of that is going to balance the body. And these tools are really being practiced and worked on and shared collectively in the world. And these children are going to right away going to know how to balance their bodies and can receive maybe messages, channeling or galactic space aliens messages, and receive it with an open heart, with non-judgment. Because remember, the whole cosmos is non-judgment. Compassion is the opposite of judgment. So the whole cosmos is compassion. And when you get your body feeling really good, not body feeling good as you look skinny or you got you abs, but body feeling good as in you're vibrant. Because you can really be looking like a model, but your body is really drained because you're over. Remember, you can over exercise. You can have an addiction to working out, just like you can have an addiction to alcohol, and it's the same kind of response. It's not healthy for you. Repetition is never healthy for your body. Overemphasizing areas without the well-roundedness is not good for your body. So the body is your vehicle, it's your tool, it's where you express yourself, it's where you go out there and you have a really good human experience. So if your body is feeling achy, then your human experience is not going to match your higher mind's vision of what Earth here could be. And what Earth here is of gratitude, is of song and dance, community, fun, learning, going out there and sharing and receiving and giving. And that's why I came here. That's why you came here. You just need to remember that through your body. When your body doesn't feel good, you don't want to be on the planet. But when your body feels good, you feel like anything is possible. Anything is possible. And again, there's a lot of unhealthiness in the pharma and in the food that's just polluting our bodies. It's keeping us feeling like filth. And therefore, we don't like life because our body, our vessel, we don't feel like it can get us to do what our soul, our vision wants to do. We don't have focus. We don't have any creative ideas. We don't have any energy because our body, we're not doing anything to help our body. So overall, with my experience of being a human and being an indigo child, the focus has been the body for me. Loving the body, getting rid of the negative self-talk about the body image, the flexibility with the body, the strength with the body, understanding my body as a tree. It's able to connect with all things. It has roots that grow deep, meaning my ancestral, it goes way back, and I need to heal that each ancestral fear, anxiety, negative experience, trauma, because it's in me, like the soil. If it's spoiled, it can spoil the whole forest because the trees are connected. So when you understand that, you realize, whoa, okay, well, I guess I do have to work on myself. I have to do the self-work. I have to every day discipline. Let's say even if you have a busy day, to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You go to work at 8. So you can do your yoga or you can do your breath work. The tools are out there. So if your life is, you're like, oh, I don't like my body or my life. You got to rewire your mind. And it's not going to come through just you pray and go to a psychic reading and it'll say, oh yeah, this is going to happen. No. It's you waking up 5 o'clock in the morning, doing your yoga, doing your breath work, doing your affirmations. I am light, I am beautiful, loving yourself, going swimming, connecting with yourself, getting rid of friends that are just not good for you, okay? That it doesn't match the vision of what you feel you would like to do. When you're really confident, you know that vision. When you're down, you maybe don't believe it, but when you're confident, after you did your yoga or a run or a bike ride, you feel really confident, I'm going to do this. Trust that moment of total clarity and that vision you have, go with that. And friends, when you're feeling really low and you don't really connect with that vision and you're kind of hanging out with those friends, ask yourself, if I was really confident right now, would I be hanging out with these friends? And if it is no, then you got your answer. It's time to cut cords with those particular friends. It all starts with your discipline. It all starts with your discipline with your body. It's never, never easy. And it requires you to follow your heart. Do something that you would not do before, and you will feel a shift. You might feel like, whoa, my heart is pulsating. I feel like, whoa, I feel like a lot of woo going on. It's because your mind is like, because it's being rewired. It's going into another it's accessing another portion that you haven't used at all, maybe, or very little. So it's like, whoa, okay. You feel like wacko. You feel weird. You feel, oh my god, I'm having you're like, this is not good. It is good because you're getting out of repetition, you're getting out of unhealthy pattern that is an addiction, and you're getting into the well-roundedness, into the energy. I am taking back power of my mind. I'm not allowing my chemistry, my biology, my hormones to control me. That's when you know you're not in an addiction. We can be addicted to PMS, the hormone of irritation, frustration, and we can be addicted to the hormone of drama, participating in drama and drama. But the moment you decide I want to take back my power and I actually want to kind of have fun with my life, I don't want to be in that lifestyle of fear of aging, fear of getting old. So I'm going to take back my power and start making choices for me. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to go here. I want to do that. I feel guided to this person. I'm going to be friends with them. I don't feel really connected with that person anymore. I don't really want to do that. But you have to listen to your body. Your body will tell you if you're being dishonest, and your body will tell you when you're being honest with yourself. But if you don't know your body, it's time to get to know your body. Because the vertigo, the PMS, all of these imbalances in the body are sending you a message, sending your very brain a message. It's sending the hormone that's really causing the chemical response. It's causing these aches and pains. It's telling that. That's what pills do. It is sending like a message to your brain. Please stop releasing this hormone, this chemical that is causing knee pain. They are sending it to the knee, the actual self. It, through the spine, the spine that connects us to that knee area. Please, let's relax. But at the end of the day, it's always with your mind. The mind is what sends the energy, the chemical or the hormone to the body. So I'm gonna end this video now. I hope you enjoyed Talk with Rosa.